Welcome to the Friends in Film podcast. My name is Janet Urban. I've been teaching Friends in Film for 15 years. I show people how to get into the film industry and work, how to become a professional. What you're going to learn from me is all the inside, unspoken stuff that you will not hear anywhere. Even if you've been doing background on film sets, you will not hear how to actually get inside and excel to these top positions in the film industry. As a director, as a DP, as a producer, as an actor. What you're going to learn here is all the stuff that film school doesn't teach you, that you need to know if you want to actually excel to the highest levels. See, we think that the film industry is so hard and that it's going to take us a long time to get to where we want to be. But what it actually is a bunch of small steps that you do that get you on film sets, that get you learning your craft and getting good at your craft and getting opportunities to do your craft so that you do it consistently and get called for it every single week. So come work with us with Friends in Film. You've taken the first step by listening to this podcast, and I look forward to enlightening you everything that you need to know about working in the professional film industry.
I'm someone that was working, doing like E&G jobs, right? News, doing sporting events as a camera operator. So doing all those things as a producer, but I was just I was in the wrong place.
Were you a videographer?
A videographer, yeah.
Okay, yes.
So there I am, but I'm a videographer because that's the work that I can get. At heart, I'm a filmmaker. I'm a person that wants to be in production and producing and doing, not necessarily doing the camera work, because to me, I feel like I'm at the point where I just want to produce, hire people to do the camera work, hire the DP, to develop the projects, run the budget. I feel like I'm there as opposed to someone who's just starting out and trying to, help and learn camera work and all that. But the way that I'm paying my bills and the way that I'm, somewhat involved in the industry and continuing to sharpen my resume is by staying involved in these projects that are happening in New England. But there's no film industry in New England. There's big jobs that come. So I was working in Providence and Boston.
Oh, okay.
Maine is a little further up. But there was just no industry. And anytime that any major productions would come, they would come with their entire team and of the major positions. And maybe they might hire a couple of PAs here and there, maybe. So there was really no way in, right? So I got to a point where I just said, okay, I need to figure out a way to almost like restart, reboot. What am I missing? Why am I not able to break into this? Am I in the wrong place? So that's when I started kind of looking around, and the way social media works, you think it starts appearing in your feeds. And so you started appearing in my feeds, and I'm like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Something like this, where I can kind of figure out at least what is it that I'm doing wrong, and why am I not getting on sets? And so going through the modules, it was clear to me that I needed to restart the network, right? Reboot myself, relearn some of the things that I have forgotten, because that's, it's been so long that I did PA work. And I'm like, I need to really get my hands dirty again and go back in, like a brand new person, clean slate, no attitude, no ego, nothing. And that's what I did. I went through the modules and went in as a PA. But of course, because of the little things that I know here and there and what can go wrong, and I have that foresight as a PA, which I know you hear me say this all the time. I don't volunteer the information unless I see that it's absolutely necessary or someone is asking for help. Because then I never want to come off as, anything other than someone who's just there to learn and to understand and to
be of service.
Be of service, right? But anytime that I've opened my mouth, it becomes like, hey, you know more than you are saying. How can we use you here? And then it becomes, can we hire you? You have a great attitude. Can we hire you? Can you come to this? Can you come to that? Fantastic. It's been great. The reason why I did it was that, but the way that I did it was exactly like you teach, is going in as a PA, having a great attitude, volunteering information when it's needed, but also making sure that I'm networking and doing the research, doing the due diligence, and trying to get myself rehired for other things.
Okay, what would you say to videographers that are like, okay, I really want to work in the film industry and start moving into directing and DPing, but, I don't really want to start at the bottom. So, will this program help me get to my dreams if I'm actually going to do what I don't really want to do and start at the bottom? Like, that's going to be hard. What would you say to them?
You almost have to go through the program to just relearn everything so that you don't walk into a set, because it's obvious to say, but you say it anyway. Film set, film production is not videography. It's not run and gun. Throw up a tripod, throw up a video camera, set an iris, and go. There's a lot more involved. There's a lot more people. There's a lot more departments, and you have to learn to interact with those departments. Almost know a little bit of everything, so that you know what they do, so that you're not asking for things that are impossible, but also so that you're able to pretty much defend yourself on set, right? So that was my initial answer, because of the system was going through the PA work. My answer now would be very similar. I think the same. You still need to go back and kind of relearn everything, but there is value to what you bring as a videographer to this program in terms of what you're going to take from it. And there is definite value in the network that you're going to build by going through the program. And that's a mixture of the people that you're going to meet in here, and that are going to get to know who you are and what you do, but also the stumbling blocks that they hit, and they post about it. You learn from that, and then you use that on your very next gig, whatever that looks like. Because you may not need to start, and I don't like to say start at the bottom, because I don't want to make it sound like PA work is the bottom, right?
Yeah.
So I always say you may need to take a step to the side coming in as a PA. You may not need to because of your experiences, but wherever you land, whatever gig that is, you will have some things in your back pocket that you're going to be able to use, because of all of us that have made mistakes already. And I repeat, videography is not film set. It's not film production.
Yeah, it's so good. And I say, hey, if you're telling me you're afraid to start at the bottom, you're focusing on the wrong thing. It's all about connections. Yeah. It's all about learning Absolutely. A big frickin' film set and creating value there. So let's just focus on getting in the door. Any job, who cares the job? What matters is you're focused on where you want to go, building those connections and what you can learn. Right now, you're at the bottom. You're not on film sets. You're doing video
if
shoots.
You're at the bottom.
And in 10, 20 years, your body's going to be decrepit, carrying around cameras and stuff like that, instead of being on a film set.
I know that guy. I know the guy who wanted to be a filmmaker, started paying his bills as a videographer when he in his 20s, and is now in his 70s, and he's still carrying around a camera, because he's put himself in this position where that's all that he can do. So
you don't learn enough doing videography. I mean, you're basically realizing other people's ideas,
productions, projects.
Yeah.
And you're a lot of the times you're a one-man band or a one-person band, right? And you're also editing the work, so you're sitting there by yourself. You create this monster that you only know what you know, and that's it. No one is challenging you to do more than that, and so you don't keep up with the latest thing. You don't, because you're sitting there by yourself all the time doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah, and you're paid for what you already did. There's no reason to expand and learn about art department and production design and actually getting money for projects. I mean, you're just not even. So contrast that to what you're doing now in film production. What you're doing.
Walking onto set, I'm not alone. I'm not the only person on set. Every problem is not my problem only, right? We're building something together. It's whoever's vision it is, that's what we're carrying out, right? But I'm picking up all these little tips and things that people are doing, what the latest camera is, who's got it, and what's the camera before that. If you can't afford that, what's the camera before that? What kind of budget you need to build out this type of production? Oh, that person is a great audio person. I gotta keep that person in my back pocket. This is a great PA. I would love to work with this PA again. You're meeting new people. You're also, because of the way I'm doing it, because I'm traveling so much, you're also going to places you normally would never go to. Savannah, Georgia. I might go to Savannah, Georgia to have a beer at that place that everybody knows because I heard of it, but I'm not gonna go into someone's house because that's the set today and we're going to be there for 3 days. And now I'm spending this time here to do this, um, but also, man, just setting up lights because the DP has the vision of doing this way, and we're gonna bring in the light from here. Like those are all things that you're learning as a videographer. You're literally, I mean, all you do is you show up with your camera. You're probably really good with it. You put it on a tripod. You get one light, maybe get a second. You set the person down. You mic them up. You get the interview. You get out. And you're looking for the next thing. With film production, you're taking your time. Everyone's really, really putting into this project and building their craft every day. They're looking for a new way to build the craft and add this new thing. And it's a lot more value, and it feels a lot better when you see it, wherever it's going to air. That's the other thing is you're doing film work. I mean, you're doing videography. Your projects are probably going on social media and to whatever the corporation is going to use it for, versus, hey, that TV show that's airing on A&E, I was part of that. Hey, that film that's premiering, I'm at the red carpet because I was part of that. That's a whole other feeling.
Yeah, you're actually creating something that gives you a future, that the more you work, the more people find out about you and want you to work on their bigger and bigger and bigger projects.
Bigger and bigger.
So your possibilities are like this versus like same,
Right.
same.
Right.
I think that's the biggest. I starting in documentary, I was like, okay, this is amazing. $5.50 a day, National Geographic, traveling around the world. And but that is what allowed me those skills and those people and all of the, even just talking about the projects I was doing, people find that interesting. And
Right.
I'm like, okay, now I want to go into commercials. Oh, that was a real possibility. That step made me now allowed to go into commercials. Now I make $2,000 to $3,000 per day. And I'm working now
Right.
with Academy Award winners. So the stepping stones are there in film, and the industry's massive. Versus videography, yeah, you really have no future other than shooting that work.
Right.
And I think that they know that. They're just thinking that,
There's an easy way there.
I don't
They
know
think
what
there's
to
an
do.
easy
They're
way.
like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. But they think that it's an easy transition over because if I've been in videography for 15 years, it can't be that hard to move over to film and film industry and film production. And it's not hard, but it is work. You need to work to get there, and again, rebuild your network.
Yeah, you're going to now learn everything about building a film career that is all connection based.
Right.
Like this is a connection based business, and you have to learn the art of building a career in a connection based business.
Yeah. What better way for you to figure out what department you love or get close to the department that you love than by being the unassuming EA that walks in and out of that set and is able to stand behind the director within earshot to be able to listen to everything that he or she is saying and get it all and understand it. Because what you might find out is that, yeah, I know exactly what to do here. I know exactly what I've been doing all these years is exactly what this is. Like, I can do it. Or, oh wow, there's a lot that I didn't know. I'm so glad that I'm able to find out like this. And now when I'm already hired in that chair.
And there's just so much more opportunities for an amazing life when you get into TV shows and feature films and commercials and the stuff that really pays a lot. And then the union stuff, I mean, that's just like the best, the dream. And then access to the people, the quality of people that you meet on all of this stuff. Like those are the kind of people I want to be around. That actually, you could really look at the whole thing from that perspective. Who do you want to be around?
Who do you want to be around? Yeah.
So awesome. You've just expanded your mind about the film industry. So instead of taking stabs in the dark and trying all these different things, how about you focus 10 months of you working in the film industry with me helping you? That would be our craft certification program. If you're interested in that, go to friendsinfilm.com/join and come in with us. That's friendsinfilm.com/join. I'll see you there.